Trying to prevent disaster.
America the Beautiful.
Make the freshman.
We good? And out. Go. One, Gladiator ready?
Everyone ready?
Give him a minute.
Just wait 1 minute.
Wait, don't tell me. I'm just gonna be looking at you. Smash it. I'm gonna be looking at you the entire time because I don't know where the cutoff is. So if you could give a nod when we're close. But if
We might cut it off early.
oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. B. I don't know this song. I have 2, technically 3, but like too. Sebastian's fancy and he's in every club there is, whereas I got a nice primary color scheme. She's not as cool as us. Because marching band doesn't give out chords, that's why. Oh, he's giving us the finger. Nancy, hey.
They go like twice.
For your convenience, bottled water and pop are available for purchase at the north end of the stadium, which is to your left, or concession stand.
Nancy, I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be watching you. Oh, my
We thank our custodial staff for providing this service. School photographers from Canadian Photography will be on stage taking pictures this evening of each graduate when they are awarded their diploma. Canadian Photography will contact each family with picture proofs.
Nancy,
We
Regiment
ask for your cooperation and ask you do not enter the field
Not.
or approach the stage during the ceremony.
Regiment 3rd.
In addition, we respectfully ask
Calls
that you
over.
refrain from using air horns during the rest ceremony as it may prohibit others from using the graduate
Regiment 3rd.
Senior video order forms are available by the concession stand for $30. The 2018 senior video includes highlights from homecoming, prom, post-prom, senior banquet, and graduation. The video will be available on a USB flash drive and will be mailed in July. Thank you for your cooperation. This evening's event will begin promptly at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. In 12 minutes. 11 minutes.
Ready? We can start.
Hey.
Hands up. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ready, go.
Have a second night. It's okay, because I know the alma mater.
Oh, when you, I was like, thank God, like,
I'm glad it's like shady. I'm glad it's shady, at least. It could be really hot.
it could also be like,
That happened. That happened. It was gross, and I hate it.
I was like,
This isn't like how we rehearsed it on that show. We rehearsed it where we all walked over to the position before we walked out, and then they called us.
Nancy, are you leaving your phone there? My phone is like tucked into my spandex under my dress. Do you think I could retrieve it?
Art Society, Club, NHS.
Steps out of the
I'm not an officer, but I would get one and EHS, English Society, I would have gotten one, but they're the same as NHS.
Nancy, that was sly.
I want to see that on the
You go. You're on camera.
steps.
What?
Oh, I see him. He's also but his main not so much. He's out of many times.
I woke up. My body. I'm exhausted.
Princess certified master.
Oh, well, enjoy yourself there.
There you are. Well,
How many
don't know goodbye.
Yeah.
Nice for Buddy to be here. Just for you. See him in the back there?
Mr. B, we still have 4 minutes before it's late. Mr. B, we still have 4 more minutes.
He's good.
We'll pass that stage part.
Oh, they're walking up. So we'll just have to find our place.
and then they were like, well, Sebastian and Nancy were. Me and Sebastian were. Hey,
in the second row, I just go to the second line and walk down that? Like, is it by line? That, okay. Good. So it's like 1, 2, 3, go. I'm right near the front.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alma mater.
The alma mater will be played by members of the North Allegheny Wind Ensemble. Conducting the alma mater this evening are the North Allegheny Marching Band field conductors in the 2017-2018 marching season. Sebastian Imnan, Tess Majeski, and Nancy Shu.
Band horns up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ready? Step. 1, 2, ready. Okay, just snap the crown up, and then you guys
I know I did.
still be respectful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as our Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard presents the colors.
Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Please remain standing as seniors Kirtana Cunnin, Caitlin Karpinski, and Michael Leahy sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
Kirtana, Caitlin, and Michael, thank you again for an outstanding performance. It is a pleasure enjoying your voices over the years. And thank you also to the members of our JROTC unit, whose unit traveled to New Jersey and New York City this year and will be leaving for Europe next week on a World War II historical tour. This year, our program earned the Distinguished Unit Award, recognizing programs across the United States, Asia, and Europe. They are an outstanding group of students who demonstrate strong character and discipline while going out of their way to provide assistance to those in need. And they do it, as you can see, with pride and respect. They are under the direction of Major Scott Kohler and Chief Terry Spear. Parents, grandparents, family members, and friends, on behalf of the administration at the intermediate and senior high school, I'd like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2018. My name is John Kreider, and I have the honor and privilege of serving this district as a senior high school principal. Tonight, we are here to recognize the class of 2018 with their high school diploma. And although we went deeper into June than what we would have wanted, we could not have asked for better weather. Performing for graduation tonight are our 9th, 10th, and 11th grade wind ensemble. Our wind ensemble has performed in local, state, and national competitions. The members of the group have worked countless hours and have traveled extensively to perform nationally. In May of this year, members of the band traveled to Louisville, Kentucky, where they competed in the Kentucky Derby Parade and earned the grand champion of the parade. While traveling to Cincinnati, Ohio, Jazz 1, Jazz 2, Nash Honors Wind Ensemble, and NAI Wind Ensemble all received superior ratings, and the bands were awarded the best overall band from a panel of judges. The dedication shown by these students demonstrates their love for music and commitment to excellence. They are directed by Mr. Todd Steffen, and Mr. Steve Baldanzi. And congratulations to all members of the music department for being only one of 583 school districts across the United States who are recognized by the National Association of Music Merchant Foundations as the best communities for music education for the 12th consecutive year. Thank you to all of our performers this evening. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the President of the North Allegheny School District Board School of Directors, Mr. Kevin Mahler.
Thank you. I just have a couple of remarks, but first I would like to introduce the rest of the members of the school board who were able to be here this evening, starting with our school board vice president, Mr. Scott Russell. Mrs. Libby Blackburn. Mr. Andy Chomos. Mr. Chris Disk. Mr. Rick McClure. And Mrs. Allison Minton. Graduates, on behalf of the board, I thank you for all that you've contributed to North Allegheny and congratulate you on reaching this milestone in your life. For some, moving on from the familiar can be scary, but as a famous poem says, the truth is there's no better time to be happy than right now. If not now, when? Your life will always be filled with challenges. It's best to admit this to yourself and decide to be happy anyway. So take today to bask in this moment of accomplishment with your family and friends. Enjoy it. Then, as you move forward, remember that there will never be a time at which you can say you've arrived, succeeded, or failed, because it's never too late to learn and to make positive choices. As you do so, I hope your time at NA serves as a foundation that you can build upon, and I wish you the best of luck in doing so. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mahler. Also joining us this evening for the special occasion are Dr. Robert Scheer, Superintendent, Mrs. Caitlin Ewing, Principal of North Allegheny Intermediate High School, Mr. David Christopher, Assistant Superintendent for K-12 Education, Dr. Tammy Andraco, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Assessment, and Professional Development, Dr. James Bradley, Director of Elementary Education, Mr. Richard Platts, Director of Technology and Innovation, Ms. Guinevere Maximo, Director of Special Education and Pupil Services, Mr. Dan Swager, Principal of Marshall Middle School, Mrs. Catherine Jenkins, Principal of Carson Middle School, Dr. Heidi Stark, Principal of Ingomar Middle School, Mr. Matt Buchak, Assistant Principal, Marshall Middle School, and our class officers, Senior Class President Josie Wadlow, Vice President Marshall Henry, Secretary Claire Spizak, Treasurer Samita Sane, Publicity Director Caitlin Walzer, and our student speakers for this evening, Riley Smith and Anu Elapavaluru. Thank you for joining us this evening. At this time, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce the first student speaker this evening, your Senior Class President, Josie Wadlow.
Good evening, class of 2018. My goal is to make this very quick. Not because I don't want to bore you. I'm a future journalist. I don't care about boring people. It's for more of a selfish reason. I have a movie to see tonight. A while back, I bought tickets to see Incredibles 2. You see, the first Incredibles came out our last year of preschool, so there's no way it's a coincidence that the sequel is coming out today, right? The movies have paralleled our years at NA from start to finish. I find it fitting that The Incredibles 2 is being released today, the same day we are being released from North Allegheny. And come to think of it, aren't we, the NA class of 2018, a lot like the film Super Family? On IMDb, the description of The Incredibles is as follows. A family of undercover superheroes, while trying to live the quiet suburban life, are forced into action to save the world. That sentence describes us too, though our suburban lives, beginning each morning with Max McCucci screaming, "Good morning, Nash," were hardly quiet. Much like The Incredibles, we are, in our own way, a family of undercover superheroes. We have been so since the beginning. Although we didn't all go to the same elementary school or even the same middle school, we came together under one roof at Nash. We banded together in classes and in clubs, on teams, and in the stands. Despite our differences, we learned to get along. Of course, we sometimes fought like siblings do, but in the end, we always remembered to love one another and support each other in our goals. While it appears that none of us have undercover superpower like Mr. Incredible's strength or Violet's invisibility, our undercover superpowers are a bit different. Some of us have the power of scoring a perfect on our ACT or being amongst the few who are invited to the top scholars banquet. Others have the ability to be a part of the marching band, chorus, or orchestra. Some here have the talent to steal the spotlight for the musical or for the fall play. Students in our class have the superpower of helping others through raising $34,000 at Thon or being a part of Project Water. And some of us have the strength and determination to win one of the 10 WPIAL championships this year or one of the 6 state titles, or maybe even both. Regardless of our pursuits, each of us displayed the power to make a difference in the lives of our friends, in the community, and in the world at large. And we're discovering new superpowers each day. Take me, for instance. Just last week, I realized that I have a unique ability to conjure up NA's finest security guard, Ken Jenkins, on a moment's notice. You don't believe me? Just watch. Ken?
Hey, Josie. Congratulations on your graduation. And to the rest of the class that's graduating, class of 2018.
Thanks. Ken, one more thing. I kind of double parked in the lot earlier today.
No problem. We're not ticketing graduating students. We're just going to ticket their parents.
Thanks, Ken. Have a great summer.
I will. You too, and good luck to everybody.
See what I mean? If you look inside yourself, you too can uncover once hidden superpowers. And no matter what they are, they're unique. Carry them with you through the rest of your lives and apply them wherever you can. You were able to make a difference in our family, so venture forth and make a difference in the other families you'll become a part of along the way. Let's take our powers, suit up, and get ready to save the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Josie, and thank you to our security guard, Mr. Ken Jenkins, for joining us mysteriously there. Each spring, the senior high school conducts auditions open to all members of the graduating class wishing to speak at commencement. This year, we have 2 seniors selected by a panel of teachers, administrators, and students who will address the class. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker selected at large for this honor, Riley Smith.
Can you see me now, Mom? Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this lovely day. And of course, thank you for listening to me speak. On my first day of kindergarten, I ducked out from underneath my mother's kiss so quickly that I nearly broke her nose. I ignored my father's last-ditch attempt at a hug and took off towards the bus. For snubbing my parents, I probably deserved what happened next. I tripped on the curb and fell face first into the concrete. My backpack, complete with the 3-hole punched folder we were required to bring, sailed past my head. I narrowly avoided a concussion by using both of my elbows to stop myself. Later, my mother told me that she expected me to burst into tears. She thought that she'd let the bus go on without me while she dabbed some iodine on my scrapes and bandaged them up with the Hello Kitty Band-Aids that had been on sale that week. Instead, I popped up, both elbows streaming blood like some sort of bad 80s horror film. I scooped up my backpack, waved at my parents, and sprinted toward the bus. I wasn't even the last one on. Let's contrast that with the first day of my senior year. I hauled myself out of bed on the 4th snooze cycle, ate half a bagel, and barely made it out the front door on time. It's true of everyone. As we get older, our enthusiasm tends to drain away. The nights we used to lie awake, too excited to fall asleep, become nights we collapse into bed, just excited to close our eyes again. And I think this is particularly true of our generation. We've been fed a steady diet of cynicism since before we could walk. Newspapers and magazines call us lazy and entitled. Kids these days has become a near constant refrain. We walk the weird line between millennials, who the older generations have accused of killing everything from the fabric softener industry to diamonds, and Generation Z, otherwise known as the I generation or the inventors of the Tide Pod Challenge. With their cloud of derision hanging over us, it's easy to see why we've become so cynical. Our world has made it easy to be cynical too. The 24-hour news cycle rarely shows the sunny side of things. And while before we could have just turned off the television when it all got to be too much, we don't have that luxury of disconnecting anymore. When even Snapchat gives you a daily rundown of the hottest stories, it's impossible to escape bad news. All of this has made us into a generation that is staring down the future not with excitement, but with trepidation. We run the risk of missing out on the best part of growing up: hope. And if we want to find our enthusiasm again, this has to change. Part of the problem is our preoccupation with greatness. Somewhere along the line, we were all convinced that there is no point to doing something unless you're the best at it. To be fair, part of that is practicality. When college tuition can sometimes cost an arm, a leg, and the soul of your firstborn, we literally can't afford to fool around. But the other part of it is the cynicism that has become so ingrained in us. If you can't paint like Van Gogh, why paint at all? If you're not first chair, why bother with the violin? If you can't break a school record, why try out for the track team? Speaking as someone who once finished 4th from last in a cross-country meet after quite literally rolling down a hill, sometimes these experiences are the most impactful of all. When we only focus on what we're good at, we miss out on the opportunity to explore a side of ourselves that we have never discovered before. Maybe you won't be the next great American novelist, but maybe the short story you write will make your best friend laugh. Maybe you won't score a single run all season, but maybe your cheering from the bench gives a teammate the boost they need to succeed. In setting aside these pursuits, we've given up on doing something for the pure joy of it. Instead, we're driving ourselves to perfection over and over again. And while striving to be something great is a wonderful thing, we all need to take a step back and reassess sometimes. And without something we do, not to be the best, but for the fun of it, it becomes far harder to do that. How do we remedy this? Support each other, even when, and especially when, we fail. Do something, not for the GPA boost, or the gold medal, or the praise, but for the experience. So here's my advice. As we all go our separate ways this fall, find your enthusiasm again. Stop the people who scoff about this generation dead in their tracks. Do something you've never had the courage to do before. And above all, find something that will make you get on that bus, even with bloody elbows. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. At this time, 11 of our seniors will perform the senior class song entitled These Good Old Days. As they begin to assemble, allow me to introduce them. On the piano, Mackenzie Collinier. Playing the bass guitar, Samuel Burge. And on the drums, Amy Mollenkamp. Our vocalists this evening are Jacob Barber, Ryan Earl, Karina El-Khatib, Madeline O'Connell, Ida Ozdawanlar, McKenna Romanelli, Savannah Strickland, Jonathan Van Kirk, and playing the guitar, Junior Dan Rogers.
Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these won't be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that glass first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would have gotten out of my shell. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wasn't worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Still growing up. Ooh. Still growing up. Ooh. I'd be laying in my bed and dream about what I become. Ooh. Couldn't wait to get older. Ooh. Couldn't wait to be someone. Ooh. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all those reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. May we always look back, think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud, and I ain't worried about the wrinkles round my snout. I've got some scars, I've been around, I've felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days. pair of jeans.
I feel like taking chances. I feel a lot like 17. I feel like windows roll down, new city streets and cabs. I feel like anything can happen. Laughing, you take me right back when we were kids.
Never thought I'd feel like this. Whoa, whoa.
Like when I close my eyes and I don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Whoa, you don't know what you've got till it goes, till it's gone. You don't know what you've got till it goes, till it's gone.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
They are certainly a talented group of musicians and singers. Thank you for a beautiful mashup. It's true. Your whole life is about to change. And you know what? Maybe Kesha's right. You certainly will miss the magic of these good old days. Nash will also miss the magic that you brought to our school district over the years. Nice job. Now at this time, please join me and welcome to the podium our second student speaker of the evening, Anu Elapavaluru.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, family and faculty, on behalf of the graduating class of 2018, welcome. My name is Anuleka Ilapavaluru, but because my name literally takes 40 years to learn how to pronounce, I simply go by Anu. I'd like to start off by saying that this is a huge, huge honor for you all to be here listening to me. Y'all really lucked out. All jokes aside, we are gathered here today in our wizard robes and square hats as friends, acquaintances, and maybe some of us are strangers. But we are all inevitably bonded together by the universal experience that is attending North Allegheny. As we have welcomed every single person into our very, very large 642-person family, we have grown not only in size, but in skill, talent, and ambition. After seeing you all here today, and after reflecting on my own time at NA, I am filled with a great sense of accomplishment to be here. I remember the first day of elementary school, 12 years ago, with my brand new Dora lunchbox and backpack, clutching my mom's arm outside of an intimidating building, screaming, crying, and begging for her just to not leave me. Fast forward a few months from now, and you'll probably find me in the same position, still crying, clutching my mom's arm, with the only difference being that the Dora merch will be buried under a few boxes. And yet, despite the similarities that you may find, I have an inkling that foraying into the jungle that is college will be very different from anything we have ever experienced before. As we proceed from this long-established, comfortable routine of a high school schedule, we will be hit with a tidal wave of change. And even though this change may be exciting or scary, it is something that we will all have to get used to. Remember in elementary school, when teachers wouldn't let us use calculators because no one in the real world would just be carrying one around in their pocket all the time? Or how we were told to never talk to people on the internet? Or to never get into strangers' cars, even if they offered you candy? Well, we all now have a button on our special pocket calculators that summons a stranger from the internet for the specific purpose of getting in their car. My point is that change is an inevitable force. Many of us will be moving away this fall to go to college. We will be transported from the familiar yet utterly windowless halls and classrooms of Nash to an entirely unfamiliar place with unfamiliar people. But we must persist through that change. Now, I feel like this is the part where I would hypothetically give you advice on how to persist. But I am afraid to tell you that I am not that girl. I put the fun in fundamentally incapable of doing basic tasks. I am sure my first semester of college will consist of liver failure after 36 consecutive top ramen dinners and a bitter war with the washing machines. But it is some consolation that somewhere another one of you is going through the same struggles. And while I'm there in that moldy laundry room, I know that I'll be wishing for the comfort of these times in high school. As world-renowned savant, philosopher, and international inspiration, Dr. Seuss once said, "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." I hope that you all keep these words in mind with you today, and as we proceed from this moment into the craziness that is life. In a few years, months, or maybe even next week, high school will seem like a wonderful dream forever ago. You'll remember Friday night football games, late night hangouts, and inside jokes with your friends. Those never-ending 3 flights of stairs will be seen as a good form of exercise instead of the torture devices they really are. Even that all-nighter you pulled to finish Volpe's integral packet won't seem so bad. Okay, maybe not that last one, but I still hope that you take time today, in our last few moments as high school students, to highlight the wonderful memory files that you want to keep. Delete those you'd rather not. Package it all into a wonderful manila folder and store it away for a rainy day. Just like the laptops we were issued as a part of Focus 2020, our time in high school may seem to be archaic and unhelpful. What, you may ask, am I going to do with the knowledge of how to analyze 18th century poetry in the real world? Valid question. But I will argue that it is not necessarily the knowledge, but the experience of learning, failing, and getting back up again that will stick with you for the rest of your life. The change we are experiencing today is palpable. We are about to cross the line from the known to the great unknown. As you walk out of this football field for the last time, and speak to some of your classmates for the last time, and drive over those annoying speed bumps out of this campus for the last time, I entreat you to appreciate our teachers, parents, and extensive support systems, without whom we would not be here today. Appreciate your friends, your enemies, and even your frenemies, because once we leave this place, this time is never coming back. And if you find your parting with Nash rather bittersweet like mine, full of excitement, anticipation, and nostalgia, find solace in the knowledge that this is just the beginning of our journey. As this afternoon progresses, the last 4 years are quickly making the transition from tangible moments to memories. And just as Dr. Seuss said, it is so important for us to know, to value, and to appreciate these memories now so that we can cherish them later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anu. The students seated before you have dedicated numerous hours focusing on improving their academic capacity while preparing themselves for the next phase of their life. They have been challenged with rigorous coursework and acquired an array of skills to prepare themselves for a competitive global economy. They have learned to think critically, analyzed and examined data, and drawn their own conclusions to authentic situations, and all of this to prepare themselves for success in a changing world. They are 637 strong members, and tonight stand in unison on the threshold of becoming North Allegheny alumni. They have embraced North Allegheny's pursuit of excellence and willingness to achieve in academics, athletics, arts, extracurriculars, and philanthropy. And through this preparation, they have conducted themselves with pride, dignity, and respect. As I reflect upon their collective accomplishments and individual achievements, I see a group of talented students with enormous compassion, strong character, and dedication, with the potential to have a significant impact on society. From an academic standpoint, and based on their performance on the PSAT National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test, 29 students were recognized as National Merit finalists. 25 received letters of commendation, 7 have received National Merit Scholarships, 1 was recognized as a National Hispanic Scholar, and 4 received special corporate scholarships. 288 students are graduating with high honors. Among them, 207 are graduating with a grade point average above a 4.0, and 110 will graduate with honors. Due to our students' accomplishments, over 750 scholarships have been awarded for a senior class total of more than $3 million. As a class, their SAT and ACT scores exceeded the national and state averages. They competed and were highly successful in an array of competitions. In fact, we had students advance to the invitational round in every Olympiad, which includes the American Math Competition, the Physics Olympiad, the Chemistry Olympiad, the Biology Olympiad, Northern American Computational Linguistics Olympiad, and the Astrophysics and Astronomy Olympiad. This year, the Coca-Cola Scholars Foundation recognized 1,936 students nationwide for their capacity to lead and serve, and their commitment to making a significant impact on their schools and communities. 10 students seated before you ambitiously entered the contest and were recognized as semifinalists from a pool of over 90,000 applicants nationwide. Our music talents were shared with thousands at the regional, state, and national level. Our orchestra, chorus, and band were all represented at the PMEA state level for a variety of individual awards and recognitions. On the stage, our production of Almost Maine and The Little Mermaid were both outstanding, with students demonstrating a wide range of skills. Our speech and debate team won the state championship this year and were ranked among the top 1% of schools nationwide, which granted them recognition as a Pentagon Society by the National Speech and Debate Association. Our Model UN had numerous Best Delegate recognitions, and DECA students performed at extremely high levels in a variety of competitions. The Nash Variations magazine was awarded the Keystone Award, the highest award in Pennsylvania by the Pennsylvania School Press Association, was recognized the most outstanding high school literary art magazine by the American Scholastic Press Association, and was recognized by the National Council of Teachers of English for literary magazines. Many of our students who attend the A.W. Beatty Career Center were featured as Students of the Month and Students of the Year. Athletically, we have an outstanding group of scholar athletes, two of which were recently distinguished as WPIAL Scholar Athletes. 78% of our athletes, including our marching band, maintained a grade point average above a 3.4 with a combined grade point average of a 3.8. Collectively, and this is amazing, our teams brought home 15 sectional titles, 10 WPIAL titles, and an impressive 6 PIAA state championship titles from girls golf, girls tennis, boys swimming and diving, boys track and field, and both boys and girls volleyball teams. What impresses me most about our athletes is their sportsmanship and the manner in which they prepare and approach the game. Their victories make them humble, their losses make them wise, and their actions make us proud. And where it really counts, our students extended themselves on behalf of others through their generosity and philanthropic efforts. Our student section and cheerleaders sponsored blackouts, whiteouts, pinkouts to give others a glimmer of hope to fight cancer like a tiger. Tiger-thon again featured the students versus the faculty basketball game, where the students outscored the teachers. And additionally, sponsored a dance-off where the boys volleyball team captured their first of many championships this year. And through their efforts, they raised more than $34,000 under the mantra that no child fights alone in their battle with childhood cancer. Multiple service organizations collected cans of food to support the North Hills Food Bank, participated in the Toys for Tots program, hosted the Powder Puff football game to support our Best Buddies program, sponsored a mock crash to encourage responsible decision-making, and mentored students from Pittsburgh Public's Grandview Elementary School and raised funds to provide basic school supplies for those children. NA Project Water, through the annual dodgeball tournament, and another fundraising project, raised almost $35,000 this year to aid humanitarian efforts around the world. Players in this year's event participated in a realistic simulation of poverty to help further educate everyone on the challenges some populations face on a daily basis. This year, with the funds raised through the support of our community, NA Project Water was able to fund a second community borehole, a water harvesting system for a children's home, and an entire medical and surgical center in Uganda. They are a unique class and have certainly raised the bar for those who will follow in their footprints at North Allegheny Senior High School. Thank you all for your great service and accomplishments. The last section of the recognition this evening involves the awarding of scholarships. Please note on page 10 and 11 of the commencement program the 63 students receiving scholarships that have been established in memory of or in honor of those for whom the scholarship has been named. We sincerely thank the families and friends of the North Allegheny community for establishing these scholarships. The North Allegheny Scholarship Organization has been proud to award scholarships to 663 seniors since 1956. To qualify for a scholarship, seniors must first apply. Then they are ranked in 4 areas: QPA, standardized test scores, financial need, and school, community, and volunteer activities. This year, we are happy to offer 16 $1,000 scholarships, one of which will be given in the memory of Dr. Thomas E. Carson, a former superintendent of the North Allegheny School District. Please note on page 12 of your program the names of those businesses, organizations, and individuals who have contributed to the class of 2018 North Allegheny Scholarship Fund. We are grateful to the Central Blood Bank and the faculty and staff at Nash for donating $3,000 each, and the class of 1968 for donating $2,000. Additionally, we thank the John and Mary F. Codencanth Foundation and John F. Codencanth Jr., Nash Student Council, Marshall Middle School Student Council, the class of 2017, and Dave and Kelly Smith in loving memory of Edgar Vigiani for generously donating $1,000 for a full scholarship to our seniors this evening. We express our sincere appreciation and thanks to all of those contributors notified on page 13 as well. And now, in no particular order, here are the recipients of the class of 2018 North Allegheny Scholarships. I would like to ask the audience to hold their applause until all 16 names are called. Recipients, please see me immediately following the ceremony to receive your scholarship letter. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all 16 names have been called. Karina Goldthorpe, Allison Bershon, Joan Yun, Ethan Wright, Sharon Dong, Kaylee Witherall, Angela Liu, Tess Wright, Shirley Dong, Carol Vinsky, Zay Gu, Jose Key, Marin Mitchell, Luke Truman, Jane Yun, and the recipient of the North Allegheny Scholarship in the memory of Dr. Thomas E. Carson is Serena Yan. We congratulate all scholarship winners. Recipients may be seated, and please remember to see me at the conclusion of the ceremony. At this time, I would like to ask the following 20 graduates to please stand. Nathan Archie, Larry Bacon, Mackenzie Caudle, William Eggert, Lindsay Exley, Devin Gilbert, Vibi Gupta, Allison Hall, Justin Kidd, Tyler Kleinfelter, Mia Lauer, Seth Merriman, Matthew Morrison, Connor Murphy, Ellis Murray, Sarah Riddle, Christian Spangler, Aiden Upton, Andrew Wang, Dante Zatoli. Since our nation's founding, brave men and women have taken up arms to defend the truths set forth in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The graduates standing before you have accepted ROTC scholarships to attend a college or university, and have committed to entering the United States military after graduation. We thank them with honor and wish them well in their journeys. Please be seated. Thank you. And one final recognition. There's an individual joining us this evening who has had a significant impact on the students here at Nash for the past 25 years. I've had the pleasure to work with and have a great deal of respect and admiration for her dedication and commitment to the classroom to the students at North Allegheny Senior High School. Mrs. Catherine Esposito will be entering retirement. We respectfully congratulate her and wish her well. In addition, we thank Dr. Tammy Andraco, Dr. Heidi Stark, and Ms. Gwen Maximo for their invaluable service to the North Allegheny School District and wish them well on their future endeavors. Today, I am confident that the class of 2018 will represent North Allegheny High School in an exemplary manner and give them one final reminder that once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Therefore, it is with great pride that I invite our superintendent, Dr. Robert Scheer, to the podium. Dr. Scheer, I present to you the class of 2018. I do hereby certify that they have met all the requirements of graduation set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the North Allegheny School District. I therefore respectfully request that you accept the class of 2018 and declare them graduated.
Thank you, Dr. Kreider. And congratulations, class of 2018. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you this evening. I've been fortunate throughout my career to address the graduating class as both a high school principal and as a superintendent. It gives me the opportunity to celebrate your journey, highlight your achievements, and offer words of encouragement as you move beyond high school. Last year, I offered 3 pieces of advice to our seniors. Find your happiness, take advantage of every opportunity, and invest in people. I again offer that same advice to the graduates who are sitting here before us. However, tonight, I'm going to shift that message slightly and direct my comments towards the parents and guardians in the audience. Because tonight, for the first time in my career, I am also one of you. It's harder than you think. Among the 637 graduates we're celebrating here this evening, one of them is my own daughter. So I know how special it is to have a student graduating from North Allegheny. So parents, this weekend, this evening, over the coming days, take a moment and tell your child how proud you are of them. Share with them the moments and emotions you have felt during their time in school. Make this connection now as they get ready to embark on a new chapter in their life. Help support them as they pursue their happiness, understanding that sometimes it may be different than your definition. Help them identify opportunities to grow personally, academically, and professionally, and become the best version of themselves. And model the importance of investing in people as you invest in them. As parents and guardians, we have been given a tremendous gift, one that we have nurtured and cared for over the last 18 years. And while their time in K-12 education is ending, know that your unconditional love and support will still be needed long after this evening ends. So seniors, savor this moment. Look around you and take it all in. As one chapter ends, a new one is just beginning. Go make your imprint on the world and write the story that you are destined to live. And in the words of Dr. Seuss, kid, you'll move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations, class of 2018. And now, by the power vested in my office as superintendent of schools, I acknowledge that the members of this class of 2018 presented here this evening have attained graduate status as specified by the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the policies of the North Allegheny School District. With sincere congratulations, I declare this class graduated.
And would the students seated in row 1 please prepare themselves to receive their high school diploma. At this time, I invite Mrs. Catherine Jenkins and Dr. Heidi Stark to the podium to read the names of our graduating seniors. Mrs. Caitlin Ewing will join me on stage to award the diplomas. Thank you. Set?
Yep. Yes. Ready?
Yep.
You want us to go?
You want to start with the A's?
Yes.
All right,
Are we starting over here? Okay. Madison Marie Abbs.
Jared Ryan Russell.
Catherine Grace Aber.
Thank you.
Susan Nicole Lawless.
Sophia Evelyn Ackerman.
Caitlin Rose Lawrence.
Emily Elizabeth Adamchek.
Michael T. Leahy.
Noah Parker Adams.
Cole Austin Leckie.
Curtis Aiken Jr.
Eugenia Lee.
Olutomi Oleni Akindele.
Heya Lee.
Maxwell A. Allman.
Jamin Lee.
Charles H. Alt IV.
Luke David Layberger.
Catherine Blake Ambrose.
Noah Adam Layberger.
Hannah Grace Anderson.
Jennifer Lerner.
Morgan C. Anderson.
Frank Lee.
Noah Russell Anderson.
Lucas Lehrman.
Thomas Albert Antonelli.
Gracie Elizabeth Lamaro.
Nathan Michael Archie.
May Lifong Lin.
Jack Tyler Arena.
Stephen Lin.
Preethi Arumala.
Justin David Locke.
Vimalan Arunmozi.
Michaela LaShawn Logan.
Tristan Ellis Akskanyu.
Stephanie Nicole Long.
Taylor Marie Adkins.
Alyssa Elizabeth Longo.
Sean Robert Atwater.
Brett Patrick Lochner.
Paige Jacqueline Amar.
Kathleen Lowry.
Joshua Edward Baczynski.
Angela Liu.
Zachary Connor Bakauskas.
Stephen Liu.
Larry Tyler Bacon.
Ruby Nicole Lucas.
Julia Jean Badamo.
Joshua James Lucchini.
Jordan Ray Bailey.
Cole William Ludwig.
Madeline Rose Banyas.
Garrett Robert Lynch.
Kelsey Margaret Barron.
Kayla Marie McDonald.
Jacob Callan Barber.
Siddharth Mandala.
Sean Wesley Bartholomew.
Mark Anthony Madler.
Gianna Marie Bartow.
Abhishek Rajendra Mahajan.
Anna Carol Barton.
Rosario Mayolo.
Josna Bathina.
Teresa Lee Majewski.
Peyton Sue Faust.
Sean Vincent Milady.
Manuel Bautista.
Prashil Mandava.
Jenna M. Beam.
John A. Mann III.
Ryan James Beck.
Dana Rose Mance.
Nikhil S. Bahari.
Drew A. Marshall.
Arlen Belitsky.
Kevin Christopher Martin.
Allison Joanne Bergeron.
Lorenzo Giorgio Martin.
Leah Catherine Bernick.
Garrett Bruce Martindale.
Neha Banderi.
Julia Rose Martinuska.
Shreya Bibra.
Zachary John Marzula.
Grant Alexander Blackburn.
Samantha Ann Marr.
Mason McLean Nielsen Blackburn.
Isabella Louise Mazziotti.
Spencer Briggs Blackburn.
Murphy Elizabeth McAndrews.
Joseph Bajarski.
Megan Elizabeth McDermott.
Rachel Jean Booth.
Michael Ilya McEwen.
Aiden Collie Borchert.
Bryce Michael McLaughlin.
Stephen Bordianu.
Griffin Douglas McVeigh.
Noah Warren Boris.
Hannah Grace Meek.
Georgiana Elizabeth Borland.
Sophia Marie Melanson.
Bridget Marie Bove.
Jake Louis Mancini.
Cooper Allen Bracken.
Seth William Merriman.
Madison Patricia Bram.
Addison Marie Metcalf.
Cecilia Francis Brissett.
Reagan Michelle Mickey.
Madison Lavelle Brorin.
Roman Maxwell McCucci.
Rebecca Lynn Brown.
Christine Collins Mim.
Taylor Shea Brose.
Amanda Marie Miller.
Samuel Robert Burge.
Kelsey Lynn Miller.
And Aaron Anton Burmester.
Lindsay Ann Miller.
Orlando Chile Dashan Burzis.
Luke Daniel Minsky.
Mark Robert Butoric.
Inu Brahathi Miriella.
Colin M. Kane.
Lucas Charles Mitchell.
Madeline Jean Camerlin.
Marin Eileen Mitchell.
Sahara Patrice Cannavali.
Alexis Mary Malenko.
Giuliano Rafael Capretta.
Christiana Eta Makube.
Bryce Diana Karari Walker.
John Thomas Mole.
Nicholas Robert Cariato.
Zachary Allen Moletz.
Aaron Ashley Carmody.
Roslyn Pasita Manin.
Mara Rose Cariosa.
Piper Renee Morningstar.
Mackenzie Maureen Blake Cottle.
Matthew Vaughn Morrison.
Nina Rose Calabrese.
Jonathan David Moses.
Alexis Christine Servone.
Melina Grace Mazeko.
Saline Huget Chetin.
Marcus Stoney Mockle.
Kalp Nikhil Champaneri.
Alina Rocco Mollenkamp.
Kunj Nikhil Champanari.
Amy Joy Mollenkamp.
Owen Caleb Chase.
Olivia Catherine Munson.
Mohammed Ali Chaudhry.
Connor Patrick Murphy.
Emily Ewen Chen.
Ellis Blake D'Artagnan Murray.
Kaixing Chen.
Hannah Ray Myers.
Evan Cheng.
Manisha Nagabandi.
Benjamin Muhyun Chong.
Samuel Lewis Neal.
Olivia Irene Chesmer.
Austin Ing.
Kaylee Marie Showman.
Zachary John Nickel.
Teresa Elliott Christensen.
Samuel Ryan Nichols.
Andrew David Shirazi.
Cal Jeffrey Nicotra.
Grace Marie Sibula.
Alexander Richard Nill.
Isaac Sioka.
Liam Keith Nobbs.
Tyler Edward Cipriani.
Madeline McKenna O'Connell.
Marissa Logan Koholich.
Evan Nicholas Odell.
Leah Nicole Colesi.
Emma Rose O'Toole.
Anthony Primo Colangelo.
Sebastian Matthias Charles Oberhauser.
Mackenzie Copus Collinear.
Casey Nicole Orwig.
Matthew Nicholas Como.
Aiden Marcus Delerme Owens.
Daniel Christopher Compton.
Carl Stanley Printemps Owens.
Cullen Weiss Connolly.
Ida Ermac Ozendonler.
Thomas Patrick Connor.
Delara Salin Ozdonler.
Riley Michael Connors.
Stephen Tyler Pack.
Natalie Catherine Konstanakis.
Amy Padilla.
Daniel Tanos Corral.
Richard Joseph Pajak.
Jennifer Sage Corral.
Jane Park.
Julia Grace Correa.
Isabella Rose Patterson.
John David Creech.
Julia Valerie Patzak.
Spencer Christopher Curran.
Brendan William Pavlik.
Thomas Anthony Dahlmeyer.
Jonathan Conrad Pelusi.
Monsi Dasari.
Anton Andre Paragantsev.
Benjamin Clark Davik.
Eric Robert Purnell.
Kaylee Samantha Davidson.
Nolan Arthur Peters.
Azaria Lorraine Davis.
Evan Paul Peterson.
Mara Faith DeChellis.
Isabel Ty Peterson.
Kate Elizabeth Delaney.
Juliana Jenny Peterson.
Riley Emma Deller.
Taylor Dawn Peterson.
Max A. Del Signor.
Joseph Kyle Pesci.
Derek Jarvis Devine.
Madison Kate Peschke.
Alexander Angelo DiBiase.
Cameron James Phillips.
Anna Debussy.
Jace Aaron Paterni.
Kayla Lynn Dinkins.
Jason Andrew Pahowitz.
Elena Val Diolis.
Luke Richard Peaton.
Pavle Jokic.
Anna Elizabeth Palata.
Caitlin Francis Dodd.
Haley Adeline Pindell.
Sharon Tien Dong.
Matthew Alex Patel.
Shirley Dong.
Kylie Marie Pitts.
Matt Dorsey.
Kelly Francis Polk.
Michael William Dowling.
Nathan James Polk.
Jacob Thomas Downing.
John Richard Potts.
Zoe Clara Dudick.
Weston Glenn Powell.
Ryan Joseph Earl.
Devin Wyatt Powers Jr.
William Alexander Eggert.
Julia Lynn Puntill.
Zachary Robert Ailing.
Kyla Lois Purnell.
Matthew F. Eisenreich.
James Q.
Karina Yasmin El Khatib.
Celia Claire Raddick.
Jordan Renee Ennis.
Vishak Komal Ragapathy.
Madeline Josephine Escort.
Julia L. Randolph.
Luke David Ivankovich.
Julian Kotis Rao.
Jacob Elijah Falk.
Ratu Ravi.
Gabriel Dutton Phalo.
Reese Marin Redshaw.
Louis Dominic Phalo.
Matthew David Reese.
Jordan Sophia Farrell.
Sarah Michelle Riddle.
Christopher John Fedor.
Evan Michael Riley.
Adam Joseph Fike.
Stuart Elliott Reinhardt.
Trevor Philip Fink.
John Thomas Theodorson Robinson.
Anna Elizabeth Fenlon.
Turner Jacob Raymond Robinson.
James Arthur Fenn.
Adelie Marie Roger.
Noah Thomas Fenton.
Megan Elizabeth Rogers.
Pierre Andrea Ferrara.
Mona Hedia Roque.
Joseph James Ficari.
Lindsay Elizabeth Rollman.
Devontae David Lawrence Fields.
Courtney Michelle Roman.
Anna Fox.
McKenna Elizabeth Romanelli.
Mark C. Feigen.
Miranda Grace Ramba.
Allison Nicole Fisher.
Caitlin Christine Root.
Madeline Rose Fisher.
Bailey Roseman.
Eric Paul Fisher.
Adam Libby Rosenhammer.
Grace Elizabeth Flanders.
Michael Anthony Roth.
John James Ford.
Samantha Paris Rothrock.
Carla Ann Foreman.
Joshua James Rouser.
Tyler Joseph Frank.
Olivia Francis Rupersberger.
Sean Paul Frederick.
Jeremy Todd Rupert.
Joseph Simon Fritsch.
Alonzo Sanchez.
Rachel Catherine Gaber.
Andre Richard Sanders.
Caitlin Rose Gallen.
Joshua Todd Sanders.
Elaine Gow.
Raymond Charles Sandher.
Miles Redding Garber.
Matthew Charles Sanfilippo.
Caleb P. Garvey.
Megan M. Santini.
Jeremy Charles Gasper.
Jacob Israel Sarabia.
Brooke Kristen Gauntner.
Clara Paulette Savchek.
Grace Elizabeth Ann Gijic.
Joseph Anthony Schaub.
Alyssa Marie George.
Ethan Gustav Schenk.
Catherine Germain.
Olivia Marie Shearer.
Bradley Wayne Gerthofer.
Caleb Thomas Schernhofer.
Joshua William Gerthofer.
Alina Gabrielle Schlitzkrull.
Kayla Jean Gezi.
Andrew James Schmidt.
Kimya Gadima Me.
Alexandra May Schneider.
Christian Alejandro Giatrit.
Savannah Margaret Schneider.
Rachel I. Giger.
Bethany Morgan Schreiber.
Rebecca Kathleen Giger.
Alexander Michael Schuler.
King Phineas Gilden.
Matthew James Season.
Jason M. Janaki.
Shivashri Shaker.
Nicholas Louis Giorgetti.
Hannah Elizabeth Seaman.
Hannah Rose Glasser.
Antonio Sengma.
Daphne Glinzig.
Deekshaw Millie Senther.
Keenan Robert Gliazzi.
Lane Jacobson Shea.
Grant Lee Glorioso.
Jack Michael Sheridan.
Catherine Ann Glover.
Joseph Jawan Shin.
Matthew Thomas Golden.
Caitlin Abigail Shriver.
Karina Rose Goldthorpe.
Zachary T. Shuckrow.
Benjamin Loretto Gonzalez.
Caroline Suzanne Siley.
Mason Manuel Gonzalez.
Tyler Matthew Simmons.
Noah Tyler Gonzalez.
Morgan Elizabeth Simonik.
Samantha Hope Gooch.
Laura Lynn Sipple.
Ryan Gorka.
Sarah Marie Sipple.
Jothika Uma Garor.
Adrija Sikar.
Kimberly Rose Graham.
Todd Eric Skirble.
Kayla Grassick.
Claire Elizabeth Skirtich.
Benjamin Thomas Graziano.
Brian Robert Slusser.
Abby Grace Green.
Jacob Ryan Smalley.
Tyler David Green.
Austin James Snyder.
Aaron Samuel Gottfried Greenberg.
Justin Douglas Snyder.
Hunter Rose Greenberg.
Caitlin A. Snyder.
Catherine E. Gregory.
Anya Christine Solar.
Luke David Griffiths.
Aditya Sant.
David James Grimm.
Megan Elizabeth Spangler.
Wuckett Beck Griswold.
Justin Patrick Sparto.
Paige Delaney Grogan.
David Alexander Spellman.
Catherine Christina Groom.
Christian Jeffrey Spangler.
Bronte Renner Grassi.
Zachariah T. Sprice.
Catherine Rose Guckert.
Thomas Stanisolovich.
Ian Daniel Gull.
Reed Gregory Stasko.
Elizabeth Guo.
Sean Kenneth Stefanko.
V.B. Gupta.
Luke Stephen.
Rachel Ann Haas.
Hannah Rose Stetson.
Dijene Tefera Sequoia Haiti Selassie.
Shane T. Stewart.
Evan Matthew Hake.
Madeline Maureen Stibbert.
Allison May Hall.
Jason Matthew Steffader.
Nicholas Fenwick Hall.
Savannah Strickland.
Morgan Taylor Helma.
Haley Elizabeth Stoltz.
Justin Thomas Ham.
Hunter William Stoltz.
Shannon Elizabeth Ham.
Benjamin Ryan Stupak.
David M. Hamill.
Matthew Joseph Sullivan.
William Hahn.
Bamini Sundarama.
Allison Grace Harbaugh.
Benjamin C. Sermon.
Deetra Louise Harnish.
Laura Rose Swihart.
Kristen Marie Harnish.
Yuri Tamama.
Michael David Harnish.
Padma Sairam Reddy Tanabodi.
Kenyon D. Harper.
Jack Gibson Toucher.
Andrew Paul Harrington.
Joseph Antonio Tellez.
Charles Hart.
Joshua Allen Temple.
Jeremy Michael Hart.
Justin Joseph Thomas.
Nicholas John Hart.
Grace Tolan.
Alexander Grant Haver.
Marley Marie Tamara.
Violet Elizabeth Hayes.
Jonathan Connor Taquato.
Alexander Charles Hayes.
Justin James Torquato.
Anna Marie Haywood.
Luke T. Truman.
Brett Edward Heckert.
Ian Joseph Truesdale.
Ryan James Heil.
Canyon Dean Tuman.
Cassidy L. Heim.
James Ignatius Teresi III.
Naomi Elizabeth Highstand.
Ayuna Sarah Uramura.
Taylor Lee Helkowski.
Aiden Paul Upton.
Amanda Margaret Heller.
Jonathan Stewart Van Kirk.
Leah R. Hendricks.
Case M. Vanderzee.
Logan Herman.
John Andrew Varzel.
Rayanne Marie Heron.
Peter Joseph Verardi.
Lexi J. Hirschberger.
Bernardo Mendesto Gomez Renzendea Vieira.
Derek Daniel Hicks.
Carol Rita Vinsky.
Benjamin Michael Hipwell.
Caitlin Shane Viola.
Anthony James Hockenberry.
Olivia May Vogan.
Richard Hoffman.
Ivan V. Voinov.
Raymond M. Holloway.
Abigail June Von Berg.
Rachel Lynn Hopi.
Amber Marie Vora.
Connor Joseph Horan.
Colson Anders Voss.
Leah Rachel Hozak.
Samuel J. Vrotny.
Madeline Patricia Howard.
Alex M. Walterman.
Evan Loyi Huang.
Dylan James Wall.
Zachary Wong.
Kayla Celine Walton.
Samuel Joseph Humes.
Joseph Masai Wamawa.
Sebastian Davis Immonen.
Andrew Y. Wang.
Joshua Robert Jan.
Janet Z. Wong.
Akshath Raj Jain.
Yosin Wong.
Christian J. James.
Corey Dennis Watkins.
Madeline Carol Jameson.
Jared E. Way.
Jawan Jang.
Maylee Mackenzie Wellman.
Grant Hong Jang.
Amber Judith Wary.
Raymond Wee Jang.
Brennan Herring White.
Serena Jindell.
Dakota Mackenzie White.
Zach Johnson.
Turner Nathaniel White.
Emily Mae Jones.
Vanessa Marie White.
Emma Leanne Jorgensen.
Isabella Rose Wild.
Shane Hunter Josephack.
Taryn Margaret Wilkes.
Alex Joseph Julius.
Caitlin Michelle Williams.
Anne Grace Juno.
Nicholas Charles Williams.
Phelan Colthaler.
Emily Claire Wilson.
Kirthana Coonan.
Ian Michael Wilson.
Thank you.
Gibbs Kanyango Jr.
Nathan Richard Wisniewski.
Jacqueline Marie Karolski.
Kaylee Bernice Witherell.
Caitlin Lorraine Karpinski.
Ethan Thomas Withrow.
Austin Paul Karwoski.
Jonathan Parker Witzel.
Tyler S. Kotzman.
Hannah Lee Wyville.
You can call her in a minute. We skipped her.
Morgan Owens Kelly.
Margot Elizabeth Weller.
John Robert Kenna.
Caden Nelson Wood.
Alexander Scott Kerber.
Caroline Josephine Wood.
Jose Gabriel K.
Ethan James Wright.
Mohammed Essen Ka Tami.
Tess Wright.
Justin David Kidd.
Mary Zhang.
Derek Michael Kim.
Nancy J. Shu.
Dongwei Kim.
Jacob Becker Yaglowski.
Sharon E. Kim.
Richard Yan.
Mackenzie Rose King.
Serena Yan.
Caitlin Ruth Kirby.
Yulia Yatsenko.
Tyler Jonathan Kleinfelter.
Ian Young.
Nathan Rocco Coaches.
Jane Jean Yoon.
Michael Kamara.
Jesse Swegman.
Gabrielle Louise Kasuth.
Joan Hyung Yoon.
Nicholas Sanyavivat Kote.
Cameron Pierce Urick.
Jared Mitchell Kramer.
Brandon Day Zabo.
Matthew Kuhn.
Peter James Zaccardi.
Alyssa Marie Louise Kutzmas.
Mark Paul Zarin.
Julia Elizabeth Lunyes.
Andrew X. Zhang.
Rudasri Venkata Naga Lukuru.
Judy Lynn Zhang.
Marissa Bernadette Lambert.
Christopher Joseph Zolet.
Tia Rollins Lammers.
Dante Joseph Zatoli.
Claire K. Landis.
Christopher Robert Zunsky.
Audrey Harris Lane.
Alexandra Ziskowski.
Max D. Lang.
Keep going.
Ryan Thomas Langdon. Andrew Justin Langer. Victoria Jean LaRosa. Devin Thomas Lash. Mia Lauer.
Commencement speaker Riley Emery Smith. Commencement speaker Anu Ella Pava LaRue. Publicity Director of the Class of 2018, Caitlin Marie Walzer. Treasurer of the Class of 2018, Samita Mahesh Soni. Secretary of the Class of 2018, Claire Marie Spizak. Vice President of the Class of 2018, Marshall Scott Henry. And the 35,576th graduate of North Allegheny High School, the President of the Class of 2018, Josie Lorne Wadlow.